we've just heard from one of the elder statesmen, and now we're going to hear from one of the elder statesmen of the Community Action for Windsor Bridge, the old bugger, Dail Miller.
Thanks, Peter. Look, on behalf of CAWB, which is the Community Action for Windsor Bridge, I'd like to welcome you all, one and all, here today for turning out, as Pete said, in such inclement weather. But let me say what an honour and privilege it is to have Jack Mundy address our gathering today. You know, Jack's exploits in the 70s and 80s certainly proved, you know, an inspiration to my generation, and just showed what could be done when people got together for a common cause. And it's very heartening to see that there's plenty of young people out here today and that they're being awoken to what Jack's done in the past as well. So look, give it up once more please for Mr. Jack Mundy. Pete's mentioned that we've got people here from far and wide, from the Central Coast. I was speaking to the Mayor of the Ku-ring-gai Council just earlier. People from all over Sydney, all ages, all different socio-economic backgrounds, all different, dare I say it, sides of the political divide. But we come together today united. United in one common cause, which is the preservation, the Battle of Thompson Square. Let me say to you that this is a battle. And if we don't stand up and say something, then the state government and the RMS will go ahead and they'll knock down our old heritage bridge down there, and then they will put a road through here and we will lose this heritage precinct of Thompson Square in the manner that it is today. So should we do nothing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know, this will be lost forever. And that's why it's time, you know, for ordinary people just like you, just like me, to stand up, following the footsteps of people like Jack Mundy, and say to the state government and the RMS that we'll not allow them to knock down our old bridge, and we'll not allow them to destroy Thompson Square the way it is. The oldest public square in Australia, ladies and gentlemen, and the only remaining square from the 1700s. As we can look around this square, perhaps on a quieter day than this, with the old buildings, we could almost imagine what it was like for those people, you know, in the early days of our colony. We've got the oldest pub in Australia over here. It's disputed, I know, by the Lord Nelson and a couple of others, but as far as we're concerned, it's the oldest pub in Australia. The Doctor's House from about 1830. You've got Howe's House 1820. You've got Herbie's House, I think, here today. You've got the School of Arts and all these buildings behind us. But the fact is that no one building makes up Thompson Square, because it's the square in its totality together which makes up this iconic example of Macquarie's town planning. And the state government now, with the backing of the RMS and some portions of the local council, they want to bulldoze, in effect, a major arterial road right through the middle of this. Now, the state government has elected to ignore advice from a variety of different heritage organisations, including the State Heritage Council, the Register of the National Estate and the National Trust. In fact, the Heritage Council of New South Wales is openly opposed to the option that the RMS and the state government is proposing. The New South Wales government just chooses to ignore that. They press ahead. Now, the government's plans are also in direct contrast with their general planning principles of taking traffic outside commercial and residential and shopping precincts and having the traffic bypass those towns. Other towns in New South Wales, and we all know them, places like Goulburn and Yass and Berrima, to be Berry, soon to be, or just recently Moree, have all got bypasses that take the traffic outside of their main residential commercial areas. But Windsor, we get out our heritage bridge delisted, we get our heritage bridge knocked down, and with it we get the destruction of Thompson Square. instead of a proper solution that takes account of community concerns, we get heavy vehicles right through the middle of this heritage precinct. Another third-rate solution for Western Sydney, another kick in the guts for Windsor. Now, why would any such government promote such mindless destruction? A solution to me that smells of political expediency from a government that feels that it's unaccountable to the people. Now, while we invite all views to this gathering today, and we respectfully ask that you listen to those views, we also ask you to put it to your local representatives as to the reasons why, because we can't figure them out. We understand and agree that Windsor deserves and needs a new bridge. But it's a new bridge that's part of an integrated traffic solution that takes the traffic outside the residential precinct. I'm a local person, raised a fifth generation Hawkesburyite. Just for those out there in the local press who tend to think that CAWB is a bunch of blow-ins. Right? My mother was born at East Currajong in a 2-bedroom, dirt floor cottage. I went to local schools. I've got my business in Windsor. But this is not just a local issue. It's not just a state issue. This is an issue of national significance. Thank you. Because in a country that's got 224 years of European settlement, the roots of that can be traced right back to this place here. And that's worth preserving to a national basis. So everybody, look, we must win the Battle of Thompson Square, because to lose it is simply unthinkable. We must spread the word near and far. We've got a right to our local representatives. We've got a right to our local newspapers. We've got to SMS, we've got to email, we've got to tweet. We've got to do all that and get the word out there to show the people in the powers that be, to tell them how we feel, until they realise that the people of Windsor will not be satisfied with their so-called solution. The people of Windsor, New South Wales and Australia deserve better. And so, friends, it's now time that we will listen to, because we are sending the government of New South Wales a very clear message. Simple words, simple request, not difficult to understand. No more half-baked lies, no more unacceptable compromises, no more blackmail about a third-rate solution or you'll get nothing. Today we say to them, go back to the drawing board, start again, and just leave our square alone. Thank you.